Okay, here we go. YouTube.
Hey guys, so I'm back. If you've seen me pumping out a lot of content, it's because I really do care. I have my own problems I deal with, but you know what I care more about? The present, okay? It's the present. My present, what I do now, that's what matters. Our presidential leaders, our elected officials, Kamala, Joe Biden, the whole campaign, what they do, that matters now. What will matter from the dumpster fire that's going to be Trump's the Mr. 34 convictions, all his crimes, Mr. Felon, going to be taken over. That's a dumpster fire we're going to need to mobilize. We're going to need to protect. We're going to need to stand up. We're going to need to make sure that we say something loud and proud. Because I can't be the only person saying this. As I said before, Midas Touch already came out with something just today, clearly stating that we as Americans need to get a message across to everybody to try to get some motivation to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden to do something to protect our country before the Donald Trump administration takes over. And whether or not MAGA or Republicans think that that's necessary, because that sounds like a far leftist idea, I'm with that idea as a libertarian. Limited government. That's right, limited government. Just because Trump and MAGA is getting in there, that doesn't mean it's going to be limited government. I would say imposing more control and more policing and more enforcing from the government over top of our freedoms, including those who are immigrants, migrant workers, people who are working jobs, even as Steve Miller, the white nationalist. If you don't know him, look him up. Once again, white nationalist, proud white nationalist, hates Mexicans, hates Spanish people, hates anybody of any other minority who's not white. He wants to kick out all the Mexicans, all the Spanish people. I don't like to use the word Mexican, but that's true. He just wants to kick out everybody of all ethnic groups, including starting with primarily all ethnicity, starting with all of those who are Spanish. So, and whom of which came from Mexican background. Doesn't really matter to him. He doesn't care. The kids will be left here if they're even lucky. If he could have it his way, he'd kick them all out. He'd probably refer to their kids as little sinful little demon spawns or disgusting, disgraceful cockroaches or disease. You know, I wouldn't put it past him. I really wouldn't. He has no love for anybody in America but his own white nationalism self. Now, more importantly, since we can't do much about that, and I'm a small-time guy, and I've learned about these facts, and I've known about this stuff, and I never liked anybody on Trump's cabinet, I can't waste my time with hate. Again, walking back to the last video, it's true. We got to stop with the hate. We really do. We can't be wishing death on candidate, death on this, death on that. People are actually saying they wish that Joe Biden would take out Trump. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Anybody who says that should be, quite frankly, you know, thoroughly getting a nice refreshment wake-up call. Because the only people who should be thrown and charged with espionage, with treason, with any foundation of betrayal to our government, to our foundation in democracy, should be people who are inciting violence, inciting hate, inciting death threats, inciting anything that deems to be unsafe or deadly or dangerous, any political elected official or any person's life, anything that threatens another person's life of high-ranking government official, regardless, even a presidential candidate, even President-elect felon Donald Trump. Now, more importantly to the content of what I was getting at, and I promised you last time, a very important thing that I want to dig into is the fact that January 6th, again, for the record, it was not a successful nor even close to near attempted insurrection. An insurrection would be a full wipeout of our entire government, and everybody that would have been there would have been taking over everybody. You know what happened that day? It was a violent, disgraceful mob where innocent people's lives and wonderful, decorated police officers lost their lives. Our congressmen were in threat and in danger. Even Mike Pence was threatened and in danger. Shame on Trump for that. Shame on his entire administration. He didn't do enough. His tweets and his little bit of talking out and speaking out, Lord knows what he was doing the entire time while that was unfolding until he was pushed and urged to speak. Only then did something actually happen that he actually did, that he walked back and told his supporters to stand down and or step back and ease it out and calm down the tensions because he realized things were getting out of hand. He really doesn't care. If he could have it his way, he'd watch us all pick each other clean and tear each other apart. He would love it. He would love it. And I cannot stand for that. I will not stand for that. I say we in America, veterans, women, men, children, everyone, we're in this together. This dumpster fire is ours and ours alone to take on now because the other side has put it on us. That's the MAGA side. And we're not going to hate them, but we're going to challenge them. We're going to call them out. We're going to hold them accountable. We're going to put them up to the flames. They're creating their own fire. They're stepping into their own mess. They're putting us into that mess. Now, something real important from the segment, from John Oliver's segment here.
Okay, so
from
copyright.
The fact, what I'm going to dig into. You know, the true insurrection's already kind of sort of begun. Marjorie Taylor Greene, okay? Matt Gaetz. Those are two political officials right there that have taken over the Republican Party. Those are MAGA-type supporting people that are inside, that are not working for you, the American people. They say they are, but they're not. They're in it for themselves. They're in it for their own greed. They're in it for Donald Trump, his cronies. And even Donald Trump's not the brightest bulb. That's why he's hired a bunch of other people to do his dirty con work and every other dirty, filthy thing he's going to do in our government. But again, no hate. No hate. We'll see what comes out of his presidency. We'll see. He'll get his turn. We'll see if he's going to hold up to his word and bring back and unite our country. We cannot be divided when he takes over. But we have to be ready. We have to be ready and consciously aware. We have to have our kids ready. Anybody who's old enough to understand this stuff and value this stuff, anybody who cares, we got to be ready. Now, this segment here, John Oliver covers something that I didn't cover in the last bit, but I want to refresh that to take a step away from some of the things I've been talking about, because obviously there are some deep, dark things that I'm referring to. And again, a lot of people may disagree with me that we didn't really have a true insurrection, but I honestly don't see it. I mean, a real insurrection would have been a complete wipe out of the government. A starting insurrection that's already successfully now underway would be people who do not belong in government taking over government. And that's just happened in 2025. Trump, we already know what to expect from him. He's self-conceited. He's going to put people into political power. Elon Musk, is he a part of the insurrection? A bit of a stretch. He may be one good difference out of the rest of them. I wouldn't call him a white nationalist. No. Do I think that it's going to be the fall of America? Only if we let it happen. Only if we let it happen. We, the people. Even those who didn't vote for him, even those who are disdained and disgusted. This isn't a time to be disgusted with the other side of the America. It's time to step up and take action, to be ready. Mobilize, be together, unite in this great United States of America. Make your fathers, your grandfathers, your parents proud. Make the veterans who fought for this country proud. Even if you've never served this country, you can serve it in a way you've never thought before. Be a part of this social endeavor, this movement in America. Fighting against the fire that will try to spread, the dumpster fire that is being bred by this MAGA party. That's what I'm asking of you guys. Stand with me. Now, connecting through to John Oliver.
Okay. So,
here's the brief segment
I can't show it, but you guys can hear it. Copyright.
And look, I can spend the rest of this show on Lego police misconduct, but instead, we're going to turn to Donald Trump, who's had a rough run in the courts lately between the E. Jean Carroll defamation judgment and New York State's fraud case.
And that is from way back. This is way back. But he does point out something that walks back that statement I said before when Donald Trump, he claimed never got the popular vote. He does make a very smart assessment, which I'm going to catch that when it happens. Here we go.
For over $500 million, but even that doesn't capture the full extent of the financial damage. Apparently, since leaving office, he spent more than $100 million on legal bills alone, which averages more than $90,000 a day.
That's a lot of money.
With his own money. In fact,
I implore you guys to look into that. John Oliver, is saying that Donald Trump didn't pay a dime with his own money. I implore you all to look into that. Look it up. Here we go. Next.
Okay.
a lot has come from his supporters because he's repeatedly used his legal troubles as a pretext to ask for donations, including this plea on Tuesday.
Okay, before he speaks, John Oliver says that all of what Donald Trump has amassed in this debt, he's been asking for money from his supporters, from all of his merchandise, his NFTs, which Donald Trump is well known for now, trying to create NFTs for the ridiculous factors, the overpriced sneakers, the overpriced merchandise, the overpriced NFTs. It's a long list. Guys, do your research, please. Here we go.
We're fighting, we're winning, you see what's going on. So whatever you can do to help financially would be fantastic, because we have to beat it. If it's $5 or $10 or $100, whatever you can do.
That is a man who talks non-stop about how he's one of the richest men on earth, begging strangers for money in a hostage video that looks like it was filmed in a house haunted by the world's tackiest ghosts.
Okay. Taking a step from that and that whole segment, he did in fact beg for money. He did state that we are winning and we're going to keep on winning. That's a rhetoric he's always said. And did Donald Trump technically win the 2024 election? Yes, but so did in fact America of those who voted for him. That was the factor. And you got to remember the public elitists, the oligarchs, they lost. They've been exposed. They didn't lose fully, but part of their game plan is to essentially incorporate whoever does and works in their best interest. And Donald Trump is the gamble that they're playing with. He's the puppet. I wouldn't really call him the most genius person. Okay. I've heard a funny characteristic of him. He's like the orange evil pumpkin Palpatine. I wouldn't put it past him that he's like a pumpkin or quite like Palpatine. We don't have Jedi literally fighting our good fight, but here's the ugly truth. He is begging for money from his supporters, and that's a fact.
Okay, so
Looking for cash isn't his only fundraising tactic. He's also been hawking new product lines from a Trump Bible to Trump Cologne, which comes in a bottle that looks like the award you give out for least, to sneakers, which, while saying nothing of how they look, aren't even that comfortable. And the reason I know that is, no way.
he tried to trick everybody. He showed his shoes and. You guys should check out this video from John Oliver. The episode is...
You can never tell which AirPods are yours and which are your friends because all the cases look the same. But if you get these, you lose all your friends instantly.
I love that one.
Might, though, is a development that took place this week regarding his social media site, Truth Social. It was created to basically
Truth
be a
Social, guys.
right-wing version of Twitter before Twitter essentially became that itself. And it's a pretty clear ripple.
Yeah. Truth Social, look it up.
That reference is, that's Elon Musk. Elon Musk X became more right-wing, and it's so very true. And I swear to you guys, on TikTok, so many people must have flooded from the hate platform Twitter to X, and then some of them moved over to TikTok. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but many states in America are suing TikTok for damaging young children's minds. We can do something about that together by you guys sharing the content that I'm creating, you guys creating your own content, vouching and backing up what I'm doing, you guys creating your own content, your own...
Little bit more.
About that together by you guys sharing the content.
Earbuds case version of Twitter.
Oh no. Come on.
Essentially became that itself.
It's right. It's like right here when I'm covering the part, just covering that up.
That reference is, that's Elon
So
Musk.
going back
Elon Musk
to
X became more
this
right-wing, and
part
it's so very
here,
true. And I swear to you guys, on
talk
TikTok, so
about
many people must have flooded from
an important
from
thing that
the
we're
hate
forgetting.
platform Twitter to
It's,
X, and then some of
it's
them
about-
moved over to TikTok.
It's about right
And
here.
by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but many states in America are suing TikTok for damaging young children's minds. We can do something about that together by you guys sharing the content that I'm creating, you guys creating your own content, vouching and backing up what I'm doing, you guys creating your own content, your own thoughts, and your own ideas, and producing that information to help the great cause that we're fighting for, to spread this awareness. Because we need to wake up. Young people that don't read, don't educate, scroll through videos, watch ridiculous, stupid TikTok videos, no offense to the content creators, it's not really producing a fundamental, core, meaningful message to help promote the benefit of our country and the future of our children and our children's children and their children, generations beyond that. Why does it matter? Because you have a chance now to stop being a part of the old. Just like I mentioned with the whole Maga party, Democrat Party and Republican Party, and how MAGA and that message finally came through, where MAGA finally won and improved something that we don't need a Libertarian Party, an Independent Party, as sad as that is. That's a dream that's not going to happen any less than finding a woman president. But what's really disturbing is the dumpster fire, and the MAGA Party is fully effectively proven that the Democrats have lost a lot of their grip and voice with the anger and the frustration of American people today, and that's what really won. People are always saying that it's like hate and it's misogyny and it's bigotry and all this other stuff. Really what it's about is the new breakthrough of the political party, the MAGA Party, breaking through and dismantling the Republican Party to prove that that is the dream fiction future that everybody wants. It's tired of the old politics, tired of Democrats, tired of Republicans. It's like, hey man, we want MAGA. That's the way it is. Make America great again. And the saying of both of those phrases is so painfully hypocritical, because America is based on the merits of its own historical faults. It's not a perfect nation, but it's a nation of people like you and I and everybody watching me and following me, men and women. We're proud of our country, and those who fought and served and died for it, we know that we're not perfect. We're fighting for that. And one thing we can't be fall to is be falling to somebody who's a true narcissist and a liar, who we know is only out for himself. And that's where the rest of the segment is all about that. Hey guys,
Okay, so that's the gist of that. And the segment I promised you guys I was going to get from that video is John Oliver makes this one statement that I didn't cover in the TikTok video. You guys are getting here from that recording. This is what he says right now. Listen.
I'm guessing Trump will have already cashed out, leaving his supporters holding the bag, but it's also possible Trump becomes president again and holds onto the platform as a convenient way for companies and foreign interests to funnel money into his pockets, which they all know he needs. But the bottom line here...
Right there, it is very possible that Donald Trump will take his Truth Social. That's what he's talking about right now. Hold on a second.
Social is kind of like a penis, in that a lot of sad men on the internet spend their time lying about how big it is and what it can do for you. Who knows
So
where this will go. Truth Social's value could collapse when people realise they've poured billions of dollars into a potato with the word social media painted on it. Although, if that happens, I'm guessing Trump will have already cashed out, leaving his supporters holding the bag. But it's also possible Trump becomes president again and holds onto the platform as a
this is critical. John Oliver, back in this segment, actually said it's very possible for Donald Trump to become president. He's about to get that rude awakening tomorrow. I'm going to be watching Bill Maher tonight, and you guys are going to see my live reaction to that. This is me catching up now. That's my promise to you here. Special here for you guys on YouTube. Thank you guys for being my subscribers there. And for all those who are up there now, I'm up to 81. Mcluvin News signing out on this small segment here, updated. And it's a special because on the TikTok, I wasn't able to cover this extra segment piece. Thanks for watching.